Would you believe me if I told you that the Yeti did actually exist? Okay, before you throw your slippers at me, hear me out. Standing nearly as tall as an elephant with a maximum height of 8 to 10 feet, this giant ape seems almost mythical. The world's biggest and strongest ape to ever exist once roamed the lands of India, China and Vietnam. So hey guys, my name is Kaden Anthony and I am a wildlife biologist, and today let me introduce you to the world's largest ape to ever exist, the Gigantopithecus. Two differences between the Gigantopithecus and the Yeti. Number one, unlike the Yeti, the Gigantopithecus did not live in snow-clad mountains but in forest and grassland. And number two, the Gigantopithecus did actually exist. We have fossil records. As of now, there is one well-known species of the Gigantopithecus known as the Gigantopithecus blacki, but some studies suggest there might be three. One of them named the Gigantopithecus bilaspurensis or Indopithecus. Now the studies on this are not as clear. I'll put them down in the description, have a look for yourself. The Gigantopithecus had a vegetarian diet of C3 plants. These are those plants that are found in tropical and subtropical area. And this small piece of information helped scientists determine where exactly did these giant apes live. One thing to know about the Gigantopithecus was that it was huge. The name Gigantopithecus justifies itself. The Gigantopithecus was estimated to weigh between 200 to 600 kilograms. Different sources suggest different weights. And one thing that comes with this massive body size is the massive requirement of food. Because of its large size, scientists think that the Gigantopithecus might have foraged on the ground and the lower canopies. Being so huge, it may not be able to and may not need to climb trees. The Gigantopithecus diet probably included of fruits, bamboos, leaves, sometimes maybe roots and tubers, similar to modern orangutans and other great apes. Remember this point, it will be useful in the end. The closest living relatives of the Gigantopithecus today is the orangutan. Now remember that these guys are not direct descendants of the Gigantopithecus, but both of them probably shared a common ancestor. And that is why all of our reference drawings of the Gigantopithecus make them look like orangutans. But if the Gigantopithecus was so big and strong and did not have any predators, why did it go extinct? Darwin's theory of the survival of the fittest may not always mean survival of the biggest or the strongest, and that is exactly what happened to the Gigantopithecus. Because sometimes the things that make you invincible are the exact same things that cause your downfall. The large size of the Gigantopithecus meant that it required a lot of food to sustain, and this was difficult in periods when food was scarce. During the Pleistocene epoch, the earth underwent significant climatic changes, which caused a reduction of food supply. Being a habitat specialist, the Gigantopithecus thrived in dense forests, but due to the climatic changes, when the habitat changed, it struggled to adapt. These factors, coupled with the fact that large animals like the Gigantopithecus have fewer babies, makes it even more difficult for these populations to recover from an environmental stress. So these factors, with a dietary requirement, being habitat specialists, and a lower reproductive rate, made it extremely difficult for the Gigantopithecus to survive in a rapidly changing environment. And the final nail in the coffin, it is possible that the Gigantopithecus was outcompeted by a smaller and more adaptive ape. This time, it's not humans. It is possible that the Chinese orangutan, which is also an extinct species, was able to adapt better to these changing environments and outcompeted the Gigantopithecus. Let us look at this with the help of an example of sunbirds and crows. Sunbirds have beaks that are perfectly adapted for sucking nectar from flowers, whereas crows can use their beak for a wide range of purposes. So in a world dominated by flowers, the sunbirds would outcompete the crows and thrive, whereas in a changing world, the crows would have an advantage. So the closest relatives of the Gigantopithecus, the orangutans, were able to adapt and survive in a wide range of habitats. So this is the first ever video that we made. Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please do show your support in the likes, comments and subscriptions, and help us make Indian wildlife a more mainstream topic.